This is 1721's tutorial on how to make the Olson face mask with the insertable filter.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take the mouthpieces, and those are the shorter pieces that have a rounded curve. You put the right sides together and then you sew along this curve so that you end up with this. The next step is to sew a 1/4 inch fold on either side. You do that by folding it into the wrong side, finger pressing, and then sewing, so that what you end up with is something like this. The cheek pieces that go with the mouthpiece are these triangular pieces, and you also need to do a 1/4 inch fold on these as well. Fold towards the wrong side, finger press, and then sew it together. And then to attach these two, the mouthpiece always goes on top, and there is a natural curve to the material, so you just sort of line it up. Once it's lined up, you're going to sew where the fabric overlaps, just right here and right here, which ultimately looks like this. So now we have space here because the filter will go through once it's all attached, which is why we need that. So this is the back part. For the front, you have these two long pieces. They look like this. You put the right sides together, sew a 1/4 inch seam along the curve, and then when that's completed, you take the face piece and the back piece, and you line up in the middle where your seams are. And then what you do is sew all the way along the whole thing, making sure that it lines up. When you get back to the seam on the bottom, line that up and go all the way around. So I've turned this one right side out, but what you would do is just pull it through where the filter piece is, and you can take it from being inside out to right side out. Pushing your fingers into the corners to make nicer corners. I only kind of did it, so if you want to, like, this one looks better. So then the final couple steps, you take the elastic, you put it over the fabric, and then just fold it over. And you're going to sew a seam right along here, just like we did on this one. You do that on both sides. And the very last step is we need a spot to put the pipe cleaner so that it fits around their nose. So you would slide that in, open this up, slide this in, and we've done it both ways. It's up to you and how comfortable you are with sewing. You can put the pipe cleaner in and then go back through and just sew, you know, a little inch long seam so that it has a channel to sit in. Or if you just want to go ahead and sew that seam before you put the pipe cleaner, you can just do that at the beginning or the end. And then it's done. Cut off all your little pieces of fabric and threads, and you're done.
And for larger faces, you're going to want to make sure that you allow as much space as possible for this elastic. So trying to not use too much fabric when you fold this over is good. So for someone who has a really broad face, or like men typically have larger faces, so they would need more room. So just allowing for bigger faces is something that's important. All right. And there's also PDF steps on how to do this that was sent out in the email. So make sure to reference those, and you can look at the patterns if you need any help, or call or text either my mom or I with any questions. Thank you for helping us. Bye.